All right, welcome back. Today, we're diving into this really fascinating system for optimizing our own, our biological hardware. The whole idea is to think of your body and your mind kind of like a computer that you can upgrade for absolutely peak performance. Okay, let's get right into it. This is such a great question to start with, isn't it? Are you running on societal bloatware? This is really the core idea we're going to be unpacking. This possibility that maybe, just maybe, we're operating on these inherited scripts, this outdated programming that's just bogging our systems down. Just like all that useless software that comes pre-installed on a new laptop. So the main concept from this whole model is this. You gotta see your physical body as a biological antenna. It's always receiving and transmitting signals 24/7. But all this system noise, we're talking stress, bad food, negative media, you name it, it creates static. It corrupts those signals and basically caps your potential. So the whole game is about clearing that noise. Okay, so if you want to clear the noise, you first need a way to measure it. I mean, you can't optimize what you can't measure, right? So this system introduces a metric it calls the frequency point system, or FPS for short. Yeah, think of it just like frames per second in a high-end video game, but this is for your own consciousness. And here it is. This is the magic number, 70. You're going to want to remember this. According to this protocol, keeping your system's charge above 70 FPS, that is the absolute key, the threshold you have to cross to unlock what's called administrator mode. And that's the goal. That's the peak performance state we are shooting for. So here's how it all breaks down based on that FPS charge. If you're between 0 and 40, you're stuck in safe mode. Think chronic fatigue, brain fog, just barely running. Then from 40 to 70, you're a standard user. You're functional, yeah, but you're easily influenced by everything going on around you. But, and this is the big one, if you get above 70, well, now you're in administrator mode. We're talking full root access, your intuition is on fire, and manifestation happens fast. All right, so we've talked about the hardware. Now let's get into the software. The main tool that this system gives you for basically rewriting your internal code is something called the affirmation search protocol. This is all about changing the commands you give your own mind. And this is the critical difference. A typical affirmation, like saying, I am wealthy, can actually create what this system calls a system conflict, right? If your deep down beliefs, your root code, don't agree, your mind just rejects it. But an affirmation, like asking, why am I so wealthy? Well, that flips the script. It turns the statement into a question. And this simple trick bypasses your mind's firewall. It basically engages your brain's own search engine to start looking for answers, which in turn creates brand new truth files. It's pretty clever. So check this out. Here's an example of what this looks like as an advanced command. Instead of trying to force a belief on yourself, you're programming your system to go find evidence for what you want to be true. You're basically telling your brain, hey, go find all the reasons why I naturally repel negativity and thrive on high-frequency stuff. It's a really subtle shift in the command, but it is so powerful. Okay, let's get super practical now. To actually keep that high FPS score, you have to be really conscious of your daily inputs. I mean, it's just like a computer. Your system has things that will upgrade its performance, and then it's got things that are just going to drain its resources. Let's take a look at what some of those are. This is the Frequency Pocket Guide, and wow, the impact of these choices is just massive. Look at this. Liquid Sunshine, so fresh green juice, gives you a huge 25-point boost. But then on the flip side, processed sugars can tank your score by 30 points, creating what the model calls inflammatory sludge right on your biological antenna. You can see right here, clear as day, how these little choices add up to cause huge, measurable shifts in your system's overall charge. So how do you actually put all of this together? Well, the system gives you a diagnostic tool, and its whole purpose is to help you identify your own legacy code. Those old habits and environmental things that are messing with your frequency. It's time to run a daily audit. Let's just watch how this plays out in real time. Let's say you start your day at a baseline of 50 FPS. You do a morning meditation, a heart sync, and boom, you get 20 points. That puts you at 70, you're in admin mode. But then you grab a sugary drink and that subtracts 30 points, dropping you all the way back down to 40. Bam, you're in safe mode again. See, this audit makes the invisible totally visible. It shows you exactly how your choices are dictating your state of being all day long. And the target is always to end the day north of 70. And this quote, this really is the whole point of the entire process. Once you get the system and you start making these conscious choices, you have literally reclaimed your control, your sovereignty. The next step, which is basically the forever step, is to consistently reinforce those choices, to harden the hardware against all that low-frequency noise. And that's really what it all comes down to, isn't it? Embody the code. It's not enough to just understand the ideas. It's about actually choosing the fuel, choosing the thoughts, and choosing the environment that match the frequency you want to live at. So when you look at your own system, what part of your code are you going to audit first?